Hello, my darlings, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Mariya. This channel is about spirituality and energy. Please subscribe below so we can be YouTube friends. This is my October energy update. October is so different from September, you guys. It is like night and day. September was an emotional roller coaster. It was the month of the ups and the downs, and it was, wow, just a lot of cosmic events in the month of September. October feels like a month of clarity comparatively. It is a lot more mental. October is a lot more about thought frequencies and thought forms and your belief systems than it is about feelings. And in fact, the picture that my guides are showing me is an iced over lake. But it's the ice that if you look down, it's very transparent and you can kind of see through down to the very depth of the lake. So I would dub October the month of clarity. October is great around getting the clarity around who you are at soul level, what it is that you came here to do, as well as less existential questions such as, what is the job you should apply for? What is that next thing? What is that next relationship that's calling your name? A lot of clarity in the month of October. And that is good, you guys, because September was the opposite of clarity. September was all of the dust up in the air and us kind of like floating in ether, trying to land somewhere. October, I feel like we've landed to a place of clarity. At the same time, it is a very mental month, meaning if there are any impediments on your path in the month of October, they're going to come from your own thoughts. There are some blockers in our way in terms of our mental frequencies. These blockers may prevent you from moving forward. Certain fears may come up driven by your mental activity. So watch out for that in the month of October. And it's interesting because the fears that they're showing me, it's almost like if you're ice skating on that iced over lake and you're looking down, it feels like you can fall, or like it feels like, oh my God, like the lake feels really, really deep. So you don't necessarily feel safe. At the same time, the ice is holding you. And that is a very beautiful analogy for the month of October. You are very held in the month of October, more so than you know. If you ever catch yourself thinking that October is out there to get you, it could not be further from the truth. Know that in the month of October, you are held. It is actually one of the months of stability, believe it or not. Now, if you don't have stability in your life, stability as a major theme for the month of October, the energies are going to align in a way where stability is going to come front and center for you. It could be a stability in a relationship. Does the relationship feel safe to you? Does it feel good? Does it feel like you want to invest your time and energy in this relationship? Does the job feel like it is aligned with your purpose, with your vision, with the level of income that you want, with your new perception of yourself and the world? So that question of stability is coming front and center for us. So anywhere in your life where you are not stable, the month of October is going to bring that under a magnifying glass, and it's going to show you, hey, take a look. Look there. That is where you don't have stability, because it's essentially seeking and potentially not finding that earth under your feet is the month of October. So anywhere where you're not finding the ground, anywhere where you don't feel solid, stable, good, the month of October is here to heal that. What else? The month of October is actually about rapid speeds. Speed of change can be very rapid. It's a fast-moving month, fast-moving energies of air. Very, it's really good for communication too. So really good to get your point across. Really good for all kinds of research, for studying, for teaching. I just see throats finally opening up after September, and it just flows, you guys. If you are a writer, the books are going to flow. Really good energy for anything connected with the vibrations of Logos. Logos is a very masculine energy of the creator god, goddess, or source. And Logos really represents everything around the masculine principle and the formation of the masculine principle. So the energies of Logos are very strong in October. So that's the energy of order as opposed to chaos. That's the energy of the spoken word. That's the energy of the intellect. That's the energy of logic, of ordering things around, bringing order into your life. So, oh my God, big cleanup, you guys, because we were doing the decluttering in the month of September, but October is all about ordering and bringing order to otherwise chaotic things. This is where you may want to organize the pantry, buy all of these little containers and like really that is where we're getting hyper organized is what it is. Maybe you're going to be called to reorganize your closet, reorganize how you store things, clean up the desktop on your computer, or clean up the apps that you no longer use on your phone. It is all about organization. In fact, less is more. You would notice that it's almost a continuation of that purge of the month of September where, wow, you've all organized something, you've created space, but that through creating that space, you want to get rid of even more stuff to create even more space because it's going to feel really, really good. So allow your inner organizer to come out and thrive and shine in the month of October. Energy is moving. Energy wants to be organized. Energy wants to be freed up. Energy wants to be brought to a balance or an equilibrium. It's almost like the energies of October hate any mess. Like if there is a mess anywhere in your life, you're going to be asked to clean it up, including your thinking patterns and your belief systems. If your thinking patterns are messy or negative or just haphazard, if you don't have a very orderly thinking pattern, October is a month to re-examine that. If you have a very busy mind, October is potentially the time to organize your thoughts. Say no very actively to certain kinds of thoughts. October makes the frequency of thought a lot more material than ever, meaning your thoughts are going to manifest about 2 to 3 times faster in the month of October compared to a normal month. That means you have to be careful around what you're thinking about yourself and others. And you have to be very mindful of the energy of criticism and judgment, specifically in the month of October, because as you criticize yourself and the world, that energy just keeps coming back to you and multiplying. And so if you are going to multiply any and every thought frequency in the month of October, you definitely don't want to multiply the energy of criticism and the energy of judgment. So, in fact, I invite you to be in the energy of receptivity. Just allow, just accept, invite in, and receive instead of being in that judgment mode or critic mode. And you would notice that October as an energy becomes a lot more palatable and even enjoyable. What else is October good for? October is really good for making plans, dreaming big. What they're showing me now, it's almost like the sun. So you're on this ice over lake and then there's a sun. And then that sun is really showing you that next horizon. It's showing you that next frontier. And by the way, because October is a month of clarity, you will get either an aha moment or an insight of something you did not expect. It's like you did not see it coming, but it's a good aha moment. It's not a particular secret that comes to light and all of a sudden it hurts you somehow. No, it's something good that you are finally seeing. It's almost like you have risen up to a vantage point. And from that vantage point, you can a lot better observe everything that's going on around you. So take a lot of notes in the month of October, really, because things like that, like clarity, may come out of nowhere. And it's almost like divinely guided. It's divine inspiration. So it's in one ear and out the other. So you want to catch that frequency, catch that insight when it is there and record and write it down, because a lot of good things can come out of it. Don't be afraid to dream big in the month of October. Don't be afraid to plant the seeds. October is great for forming partnerships of business nature, finding a co-founder, a co-conspirator, finding somebody to go on a business journey together or building a project. So all kinds of partnerships would really thrive in the month of October. And a lot of very long-lasting partnerships, business partnerships, financial partnerships would come into your life. So be open to that. Really good for networking, the month of October. Really good for networking. And it's almost like in the room full of people, you're going to be able to align with just the right person. So if you thought of attending any networking events, the month of October is really it. It's really good for that. Things are not usually this easy with networking. Networking usually looks like a maze, and you're not always aligning with a person that you want to align with. Now, you always align with a person who is at the same vibrational frequency as you, but you don't always meet the person that can elevate you and show you something you don't know or inspire you. But the month of October is really, really good for meeting those inspiring people and making those long-lasting, inspiring connections. And that is where two people meet, and then each of these individual people just expands. And so the sum total of the two parts is way greater than the individual parts. So that is the month of October. Let me give you the blessings and the curses of the month. I feel like I've given you so many great things. So why don't we start with the curses of the month? And of course, you guys, when I say curses, I don't mean it in a black magic nasty way. So don't get upset. October is actually a really, really good month. Fast-paced, yes. Can you resist change in the month of October? I don't think so. But it's definitely not an uphill battle. I feel like we're actually sledging down the hill for once. So that's really good. It's fast-paced. So buckle up your seatbelts. Now, let's talk about the things that are probably less opportune. What is October not a good time for? I mean, you will notice that you're not very touchy-feely in the month of October. So I'm not so sure that it's perfect to start a romantic relationship. If you're on the dating scene, you would find yourself naturally a little bit more critical of the other party. And so, it's almost like your mind is going to be a lot more engaged than your heart in the month of October. You let me know if that's good for dating. I don't really think so. I think we should really trust our hearts. So maybe not. Maybe not a good month to find the one. You may notice that your compassion may not be at an all-time high, and specifically somehow it relates to children. You may have a short fuse for children specifically, but again, it's not an emotion. It's an energy of snap judgment. So just, be gentle with your kids, because in the month of October, you may notice that they really get on your nerves, more so than normal, and you may want to fix them or I don't know, make sure that they behave, and then they're not going to want to behave. If you catch yourself in that moment where it feels like you're failing as a parent, no, it's not you, it's the energies. And by the way, your kid is not as awful as in the moment it may seem to you. It's just you're looking at everything with a little bit of a critical lens. So not only children came very front and center, but you would be very critical of people at your workplace, right? Whether that is coworkers or you're a boss. Ooh, your boss is really going to get on your nerves in the month of October. So breathe. This is not really cause to submit your resignation. Not really. It's not it. It's just the energies. And know that, it's kind of like it's not them, it's you in the month of October, right? So really look within in conflict in the month of October. I don't usually say that. But in the month of October, if there is conflict, it's because you're bringing a lion's share of that conflict to the map. So look within and internalize what's happening. So some time for introspection may be needed, although October feels like a very active month. You're going to want to be out and about. You're going to want to meet new people. You're going to want to, go to parties, do the things, right? Which is beautiful because October is also really, really good for exploration. It's almost like your curiosity is going to be at an all-time high. Your adventurous spirit is going to be at an all-time high. So there are a lot of great things in the month of October that we have to look forward to. What else is November not so great for? Not really good for whatever reason, not really good for signing like long-term commitments, specifically around real estate, like buying a house. Not so great in October. You may notice that there are some things that you have not seen in the house, or like there would be surprises that may not be super welcome. So that's the one thing that I would caution you against. If you can wait in the month of October, and buy the house next month or get that mortgage next month, you would be well advised to do that. Yeah, and just because, again, it's a very mental month, not a very heart-based month, certain things may not come as easy for you, such as like sharing your love with others, being compassionate, being forgiving. No, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. November is a very different month energetically, right? So, it's actually not bad. One thing I'm sensing right now is for some of you, it may feel like you need to hold your breath underwater in the month of October. And that's not a very comfortable feeling. So some of you are going to be tested for stamina or how much you can actually take on in the month of October. And it will feel like you need to hold your breath underwater. Know that if something is given to you as a test or a trial in the month of October, it is because you have what it takes to make it happen. You got it in the month of October. So if you ever catch yourself feeling overwhelmed, know that specifically in this month, whatever comes your way is something that is an equivalent to the amount of strength, wisdom, and power that you do have. So you're going to be evenly matched to challenges in the month of October. So no, you don't need to hold your breath in the month of October. Again, the energy that will be helpful is the energy of receptivity. Just taking and accepting circumstances, people, and events in the month of October just as they are. Knowing that for whatever reason, it serves you that things are happening the way that they're happening. So be in this acceptance mode instead of the judgment mode. Blessings on the month of October. So many, you guys. I personally love fast-paced, right? So if you feel like certain projects have been really dragging along, put the energy in the month of October, you'll see that project really soar. So rapid growth in business. For those of you that have social media channels, there may be rapid growth in your social media channels. It's just things just are growing, and that is beautiful. Things are expanding. Clarity, like I said, a big, big blessing. If you have been grappling trying to get an answer to a particular question, month of October is really good for getting answers. Ooh, I love that. Another thing that I'm seeing is our crowns are going to become a lot more activated than normal. So in the month of October, you're going to be a lot more prone to receiving very clear messages from spirit, from your higher self. Some of you may even feel like, oh my God, you almost like hear a voice, like there's so much clarity. Above and beyond the usual deciphering where you're like, okay, well, they're just showing me like a little feather on the ground, or my guides are showing me 11:11 on the clock. What does it mean? No, the month of October actually brings a lot of the much needed clarity from this communication. Ooh, some of you are going to get these dreams that are not quite prophetic, but they're going to be really quite telling and symbolic. So symbolic dreams. So pay attention to your dreams in the month of October more so than you normally do, especially the dreams that you wake up and there's just so much clarity, like you remember them right away because there's probably a message from your spirit guides or your higher self in the form of dreaming or a dream, right? So dreamscape is going to be very potent. Again, dreamscape, it's a mental energy, right? And so it's an all-time high. What else? Anything that has to do with the voice and the writing and the logos, like I said, is very much a blessing. So public speaking, learning foreign languages, if you've been postponing that, really great and opportune time. And of course, making new connections, making new friends, things just feel to align. Like they look like they're going to align for so many people. Like if you really wanted to meet someone, October is going to be a really, really good month for that, mostly around networking or somehow furthering your development, like meeting a mentor, meeting a coach. Really good time in October. In terms of like rituals and little exercises, what could I recommend for the month of October? Breath work is going to be really, really good. Breath work, taking on breath work as a ritual and a practice in the morning is going to be really, really good. any kinds of activities with the ice, including using little ice cubes as a part of your skincare regimen in the morning, just like frozen water, and just like putting it on your face, because the energy of ice is very strong and it's just very beautiful, right? So if you're trying to be in sync with the energies of October, ice everywhere is really the theme. Go ice skating if there are any ice skating rinks already up and running. That would be great, and you're going to really enjoy that. Welcome new ideas. Welcome the sun gazing. Always a great ritual. It's going to really help with your clarity in the month of October. Yeah, and do let me know in the comments if you guys you've started feeling the energies of October. I'm always curious to read your experiences. I'm sending you a big, warm virtual hug, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, darlings.